So, welcome to the Lifebook category, Intellectual Life. This will be my interpretation of this category, and know that it is the one I love the most. It is simply amazing. The entire thing about thinking and making that a reality is, for me, the most beautiful. It is the one category I score the highest in, and I really do look at it as my playground. I believe that through conscious thoughts you can create the lifestyle that you want and create the routines that will be able to support you. So that's why I love it so much, and it is going to touch on all other categories as most of the others, for example health as well. So let's jump right into it. We'll go through 4 different areas. So premise, vision, why, purpose, and the strategy. So enjoy, and I really hope this will be beneficial for you. The premise is your fundamentals, how you perceive the world, and especially here when we're talking about thoughts, it's extremely interesting. And be aware that what I believe, for example, is not maybe what works for you. So I'm trying to make it something you can adjust, and then please take mine as examples. So my premise is I really love learning. I believe that thoughts become things, as John Butcher so nicely says. But I also believe, for example, in thoughts become words or conversation, and that becomes into actions that then creates reality. And be aware that the way you're thinking might take you in a direction of a reality you do not like. So please, think of how you have a negative thought and positive thoughts, how you can twist it around. The same situation that might be a problem can be an opportunity for a challenge or a solution or whatever. I believe that learning every day is a mind exercise. So you have exercise for the body and the muscles and make them strong. The same is with the mind. And it's an opportunity to become clearer, stronger, and better. Whatever that means, right? That's very subjective. Anyway, I believe that traveling is an opportunity to learn new ways of thinking and culture. I believe that learning is a way of being curious, or curiosity is a way of learning. And I believe that the world is wonderful, that there is so many hidden things to explore and to learn, and there's so many amazing things, and it's just our own opportunity to experience it. I also believe that everybody is a genius in their own way, and for me it's an opportunity to figure out what it is that people are a genius about. So every time I meet somebody, first of all I ask myself, why am I supposed to meet them? That's a little bit more spiritual anyway, but anyway, when I'm there, I'm trying to figure out what are they amazing about, what could I learn from, how can I be inspired by their way of living. And I also believe that I can choose what to think about and what not to think about. Obviously, there are a lot of things that will happen around us here. There might be burning, there might be coronavirus, there might be all other external things, but it's my decision how I choose to think in my internal world. Now let's move on to the vision. So please be aware that, especially with the intellectual category, the premise and the visions often get a little bit nitty-gritty and they clump together, because often your premise can sometimes reflect on the vision and the other way around. But my vision is, of course, how I want to perceive this in my future. How should I be? How could I imagine myself if I looked? So, for example, there is an NLP technique where you can imagine the dream person that you would like to be in front of you, and you put as much emotions and feelings into it, and then you choose to step into the skin of the person you want to become, and just feel how it feels. You feel how the body is strong, how the confidence grows, and then try to imagine what would that person do. It's a little bit of a technique, at least for the strategy as well, but it can be used for any of the categories. You're just getting it now. Anyway, my vision is I want to be able to travel the world, learn and see cultures, and indulge in it, and learn as much as possible. And I do believe that I can learn so much for so many people, and there are so many adventures out there that is just waiting for me, and I'm just super excited about that. And I want to live in a world where I learn every day. And in fact, I can imagine myself being the person people come to, and I will know how to react and respond, because I've been going through these things in my mind already. Whatever the question would be, I will act in my life with clarity and focus, because I've taken the time to take conscious decisions about these things. And that is really my strong vision. Now, I already know, as you can hear, my enthusiasm comes into the purpose, the why, and the motivation. And this is a big one, always to go back and ask yourself, why? Why do you want to do what you do? Why do you want to get up every day and learn? Who cares? Who bothers? Why do you want to travel the world? Figure out what is really important for you. And so, for example, I want to learn Spanish. Why? Why do I want to learn Spanish? Why do I want to spend money on it? Why do I want to spend time on it? I could be using it on so many other things. Well, I just so happened to know a person, an amazing person that speaks Spanish, and I believe that the best way to understand them, or understand her, is by learning her language and getting under the skin of the culture and the things, how you express yourself. Before in times, for example, I learned Portuguese. I lived in Brazil. I loved it. And part of that was I noticed that they, for example, in Portuguese express, when they miss somebody, they say they are with missing. Eu tenho saudades de você. And what does that actually mean? It does mean about it, if it's something that it's something you feel or it's something you have. It's a little bit of a detail, but it does have a window to understand other people in a better way, other cultures in a better way. So go back, ask yourself, why do you want to learn this? Why do you want to learn to dance? Why do you want to be good at finances? Who freaking cares? Order a guy that can do the finances for you. If you don't care about it, don't do it. But at least go back to figuring out why. What is the motivation? What is the driver? And this is extremely important, because it will support you on those days where you think, I couldn't be bothered. I don't care anymore. Please just let me sleep. Go back to your why. And of course, finally, let's get into the strategy. Yeah. Whenever you try to create a strategy, try to first of all build on these three things. So go back to your vision, what you want to do, and think of what you want to achieve. For example, I want to be more creative in my thinking. So that's my thinking. Then make a plan for it, a plan that can support you. And then afterwards, commit. So think, plan, commit. Those are the three in the strategy I normally follow. So I noticed, for example, I want to have more creative thinking. I want to be able to think outside the box. I want to be more creative. I want to spend time on gratification and creating a better, happier life. And I found solutions for that with, for example, writing 3 things to my family that I'm grateful for every day. I also noticed that this beautiful technology that I'm holding in my hand right now is a horrible distractor. And it's at a level where I get up in the morning or I'm in the shower and I have the most brilliant ideas, but in the moment I grab the phone, it disappears. So the same is for iPad and for television. All of these distract me horribly. So I decided so I need to do something about that. I decided the plan is to make sure that the very first hour every day is digital free. That means no freaking thing that is digital. No music, no Facebook, Instagram, video taking, whatever you can imagine, YouTubing, television, Netflix, all of it away for the very first hour. No emails either, because I don't trust myself. The little devil I have inside be like, you need to check some work. You have to do it on your phone. You have to do it on your computer. And while you're there, you're like, oh, the computer's on. And by the way, have you checked Facebook? Maybe somebody wanted something. Oh, there's a message. No way. I know my freaking little devil inside that's convincing me to do shit. No. The first hour is my holy time. I spend it on reading. I spend it on chilling. I do whatever. If I want to play the guitar, I do that. It's a beautiful hour, and I actually got to the point where I get so relaxed in that 1 hour every day that I get to make my plan for the day. I end up reading something and learning something new, and I just relax. It's a way of turning things down. Other things I actually do every day is, as I said, practice creative thinking. So I also do role playing, and in that is trying to create worlds, imagining people acting in different ways. I read every day, and I do one special thing I do very much is trying to figure out simple routines that will support my greater vision. And that's getting back to that. Simple actions that you can answer with yes, no. Did I keep away from digital media at this stage today for the first hour? Yes. Simple, easy, actionable. And that's how I normally try to make all the things I do. Try to create routines that support you, create routines that removes decisions. There's something called decision fatigue, and usually is if you have too many things that you have to make a decision for throughout the day, it means by the end you'll be too tired and you don't care. It's usually when you get to dinner and somebody asks you what you want, you're like, I don't care. Just give me whatever you recommend. Or what do you want? This is the decision fatigue. So instead you try to make the simple routines, what kind of clothes you want to wear, what kind of food you want to eat, all those things, just make it simple and easy for yourself. So you don't need to think about that. And of course, another thing is put yourself in social areas where that can build on your dreams. For example, I love to do Toastmastering. Toastmastering is about public speaking, and the people I meet there are extremely supportive, very entrepreneurial, and they all focus about personal development, which is one of the areas I'm very happy about. So that's why I choose to create situations that build on my dreams. I hope you could use it all, and I look forward to talking to you next time about the emotional category.